afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, ImperialDane. Featuring today our 1 versus 1 on Sturzdorf. We shall be watching Daisaibigrigs fighting for the Americans, fighting for the 10th Infantry Division, going up against the Panzergrenadiers of the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division, or the troops, of course, of me, the ImperialDane, fighting as the Wehrmacht. And of course, with the trailer out, quite a lot of exciting stuff to see. German howitzers for once, actually, yes indeed. German howitzers look like 105mm. There was even a Sturmpanzer 4 hidden somewhere in that footage. We saw the Tiger, we saw Panzer IVs, we saw Stug, although only an earlier variant, although apparently according to Duffy, on the official form still long barrel 1 will also be there. Oh, hiccups. We saw Katyushas, we saw aircraft, we saw IS-2s, we saw ISU 152s. I mean, we're really seeing the big Soviet guns. Plus, of course, the KV-1 and the flamethrower variant, the KV-8. Lots of stuff. Volkskriegs out, of course, rather the sort of style I prefer. Daisaibigrigs going a bit heavy towards the west, and I'm actually trying something new on this map, so I actually also sort of try to fight with this area first. We are seeing Rife, in fact, heading over there, so this could work out well or badly for me, depending on how that initial engagement goes. We're also seeing some engineers moving eastwards. Pioneers sort of pulling back quickly so they can get the drop on the engineers as they advance. Now seeing the Volkskriegs going ever closer. And Riflemen moving in as well. Thus forcing me to slightly pull back things unless I fancy getting shot up in the face. Pioneers pulling back. And then someone decides to run right in front and get shot. Less good. Second Volkskriegs. No, that's actually a Schwimmwagen. Never mind. Schwimmwagen on the way, of course. Rather what I prefer. Usually some reconnaissance, of course. Early MG5 Plus, of course, can also be used in some cases to push about the opponent a bit. That's giving me some further advantages. But there we go. Engineers, Volkskriegs pushing in. Riflemen supporting. Volkskriegs slightly pull back. Schwimmwagen moving up again. Pioneers pulling away back to at least secure this point, while some other Pioneers moving up here. Note, he's actually going in a bit of a roundabout way. He's actually ignoring the high munitions, which is actually going to, at least initially, give me the munitions advantage. And there we go, Schwimmwagen opens up. Rather than a bit close, and there we go, one more dead. Schwimmwagen continues to move up. And fire away on the Riflemen, actually very low on health now, thanks to the support of the Volkskriegs and the Schwimmwagen. Engineers almost close to getting that fuel point, and they succeed, although low on health. Will they actually escape? By some miracle, they all get out of there alive, despite being incredibly low on health. Second squad of Volksgrenadiers on the way. But yeah, trailer was great stuff, actually. Lots of things, lots of scenes. I think there is even something from the campaign with some Soviet soldiers getting sniped at. Rather moving in there again, trying to put harassment, trying to protect the fuel point. Of course, note he's actually going for several fuel points. So he's clearly actually going in a rather fuel-heavy strategy. Which is also, again, why he's actually largely ignoring this high fuel and actually going down for this one, perhaps. Or he's actually ignoring it. So many things to read out of these events. And of course, it's one of the trickier parts while you're playing Company Heroes. That's actually reading your opponent, reading the possibilities. What could he do with all the things he has taken now? What could he do with the points he's taken? Of course, I can't see all the points he's taken. Although he's not actually moving in there. But nonetheless, there's some things to consider there. Mine down there. There might be. He actually... No, he's just sent those more wounded one back up. Rather than getting hunted down here by the Volkskriegs. The second one, more fresh one arrived. Schwimmwagen adding a bit of fire. Up and quickly up, taking out a dominating position in the administrative building. Pioneers ready to pull up again. Riflemen already heavily wounded inside the building. And some Pioneers complaining that the others should try fighting without rifles. An understandable concern. Volkskriegs are moving out, and we are seeing the Riflemen. No, they decide to perhaps wait a bit more cautiously. From here, they're getting engaged. Schwimmwagen constantly keeping an eye out in case there might be some sort of flank. Volkskriegs actually taking up position in the building, and there you go. The Riflemen are going to move in. They're going to meet a slightly more reinforced position out in the open. The Riflemen here at the same time getting pushed off. Heavy casualties. Pioneers, Engineers fighting here, but looks like the Engineers were a bit too quick and are quickly dealt with by the Pioneers. And there you go. The assault pushing in. MG42 covering the flank. Ultimately, keeping this position relatively secure. for now. Volksgunners here, though, are definitely not in a good condition, down to 2 men, but so far I've been actively able to push him back several times to reinforce, while I've yet to actually have to retreat any units except that 1 pioneer squad back to reinforce. So that overall gives me a bit of a manpower advantage, plus of course the advantage that I haven't been pushed back from the battlefield, which if handled properly can actually give you quite the advantage. 3rd squad out and skirmish phase on the way, rather than how I run things. That's where I certainly have what I feel is a good enough start to sort of handle any sort of infantry incursions, in whatever variations they may come, but still I won't be setting myself back so hard that I won't be completely caught off guard if he goes for armoured cars or Browning automatic rifles. And of course it's one of these sort of tricky things you always have to be aware of while playing against the Americans, I mean. What can he go for, and will I be ready for it? And will I be able to sort of shift back and forth? Because again, being able to shift, sort of react to other those things is also quite important. Skirmish phase ready. Will the Kriegbergs go up? Helmut. And we are now in fact seeing a switch from Daisaibigrigs and the 10th Infantry moving towards the right hand side. And the ISU 152 was a very, very heavy Soviet assault gun. It was also used as a tank destroyer, but didn't quite have the overall velocity for that, I believe. It was sort of more like a Sturmpanzer 4, although it used a rather much heavier chassis, that is, of the chassis of the IS-2 actually. But still was also used as a tank destroyer in a slightly more improvised fashion. Trim win from flank, and there we go, mine goes off. He's laying down mines himself, though. That's nice, that's good, that is great. At the same time, we're seeing a slight movement up the western flank again. He's going for the fuel as well. He's hoping to deny me it. MP40s up on the Volksgunners, ensuring that 1 out of my 3 Volksgunner squads have some MP40s, giving that way some slightly more flexibility to my forces, a slightly more assault edge.
We are losing ground.
Essentially an assault team out of my 3 teams. That's allowing me to sort of keep them pinned down with the other Volksgunners, for example, or some flank unit right there. Again, a bit of a mix of weapons can do you quite nicely. There we go, Rifleman moving up here. Volksgunners trying to deal with it. There we go, mine goes off. Flamethrower engineers. Motor pool being rushed at, supplied up. He's also got a Trier sensor up, by the way. And there we go, Kriegberg's got the Panzerabwehrkanone on the way. MP40's moving in, trying to get the Flamethrower engineers, but they do pull back a bit, so dealing instead with the rifleman out here. And of course, note, MP40s are not really useful against buildings, units inside buildings. They are a bit more limited in fashion, since they do a lot less damage, actually a lot less accurate. And there you go, flamethrowers pop out all of a sudden. Folks going to try to maneuver about a bit while the others do something, and they actually end up catching quite a bit on fire, resulting in a much swift retreat. Pioneers on the western side, though, mining down to make sure that this position, the Schwerpunkt, will not be so easily, well, defensive Schwerpunkt anyway, so of course the offensive is elsewhere, but that the defensive main effort won't be so quickly overwhelmed. Engineers pushed back, pack on the way, Grenadiers following up, Pioneers moving up the west, and we are seeing further focus from Daisaibigrigs in the east, though he's certainly not giving up on the west either, but mostly of a harassment nature. Rather than pushing up, Schwimmark needs to pull away, 2 kills. And the engineers didn't even retreat, they sort of slightly pulled back. And there we go, Grenadiers ready. Volksgunners have not been reinforced, bit of a shame. No doctrine from me as of yet. Engineers stop right there. Slight retreat from there. Or the forces are moving in. We might soon be seeing an armoured car out for Daisaibigrigs. Pack moving up here to sort of be able to deal against any expected assault against here again. I am rather anticipating him to try and hit here, because, well, it's the most open terrain and sort of more suited for armoured cars. And so anyway, could do the most damage. Well, I'm moving in most of my infantry forces to sort of flush him out here. Spearman also needs reinforcements, and there we go again, pushing in there. Pioneers trying to lay down a mine, but are spotted in the endeavour. Going in to deal with the rifleman down there. Armoured car, though, is ready. The Greyhound rolls out. These Pioneers actually need to retreat. Retreat, Rückzug. Let's go have a look at Daisaibigrigs. Pushing in there. Engineers could in fact go down. No, they actually managed to escape. Focusing instead on the riflemen. And they go full scores. Actually losing quite a bit to the riflemen, but still somehow in the end managing to gun them down since the riflemen move a bit too close. And the riflemen here themselves also find themselves run off. But we are seeing an armored car now rolling in. 50 caliber also getting mounted. Has armored skirts on. And I'm rather going to find my pack is not really well placed for this then. And there we go, full assault going in and a full retreat going on there. So that is slightly more tricky for me now. And again, a bit of movement over there from Daisaibigrigs, hitting several points at the same time. Minesweeper's on the way, of course. He's now aware of mines. Of course, he's not going to just directly rush into them if he can avoid it.
Put her in gear.
A bit of quiet. And more mines going down there. Immer mehr Minen. And then armored Vaterlanders. I believe we also saw in those video clips also some Soviet assault engineers. Die Sturmovie. Equipped with submachine guns and, well, basically metal plate straps to their chest to sort of act as a rudimentary bulletproof vest. Armor, essentially. Could basically only stop 9mm bullets, which mean MP40 fire and, well, any fire from sort of a pistol. Won't do much against an MG42 or a Kar98K. Rather they're pushed away. Panzerfaust on the armor car. Pack moving in. Try and deal with it, but the armor car actually rather quickly gets out of there. Sturm armory going up now. And a weapon support send up for Daisaibigrigs. He's only got 3 rifle squads. Noting, actually. Hadn't noticed that. Quite good usage, plus of course several engineers with flamethrowers. MP40 full gunners quickly finding themselves overwhelmed. And the Sturmovie themselves were rather organized into much more independent battalions to be attached wherever needed. And they also apparently, one of the most used ones Relic have in the game, are actually equipped in camouflage uniforms, which the Soviets actually did use. So fun little facts there. Kampfkraft Center quickly following up. And we are seeing a mortar out, actually. Fascinating. He's not going for the sniper, instead of mortar to bombard me out and perhaps keep me under pressure. Engineers here getting suppressed. Filskers here getting overrun. Schwimmmark moving in to once more try and save the day, or at least keep the flank relatively secure. Grenadiers reinforcing. Armored car getting repaired. No doctrine as yet from Daisaibigrigs. BAR's on the way to increase the firepower of his riflemen exponentially. Volksguns reinforcing and Sturmgeschütz out. Schwimmwagen though getting rushed. Grenadiers moving in. Schwimmwagen needs to pull out. MG getting mortared. I'm actually paying attention because I'm a bit occupied with other things. So much going on. And a few missed movements actually made here. Schwimmwagen though I fear will go down. Stug moving out. And there we go, Schwimmwagen is lost to the Aegis. Rather than flamethrowers, Grenadiers. Volksgrenadiers fighting right here in the west. Grenadiers going down a bit, but the MP40 is out of it. Other Volksgrenadiers moving in. Greyhound out. Mine goes off. Killing a rifleman squad actually for Daisaibigrigs. And leaving behind a Browning automatic for me to snatch. We are though seeing rifleman Paps moving out to secure it. But it's actually not happening. I think that might actually have been a misclick or a mistake. Can happen. Instead, my Volksgunners pretty much just run in and go yoink and seize it right before their noses. Not entirely sure how that hadn't happened. I'm actually a bit surprised, to be honest. Bunker going up. Going to be a medic bunker, actually, not a repair bunker. Being a bit bold with the Greyhound there. Mine, though, clears out the flank. He was probably moving in with a sticky bomb, and in fact had rather nicely timed it, but sadly, the mine saved the Sturmgeschütz in that sense. Now the armor car is in fact in trouble. Not quite the good engagement. Again, why mines could pay off. Even if they don't necessarily stop the opponent right away, they could actually end up saving your ass much later on. Reinforcing here, now slightly more equipped with automatic weapons. Greyhound hits the mine and goes kaboom. No, not hits the mine, but definitely goes kaboom though. after having taken a direct hit from the Sturmgeschütz with 3 kills of the infantry already. Mortar rounds going in, doing its best to keep this area under a sphere of American mortar-directed protection.
We can now support rapid deployment.
Rangers actually gone infantry now all of a sudden, and he's probably hoping for some Rangers to actually help him deal with this Sturmgeschütz. Bit of veterancy for the infantry. MP40's moving up here, trying to rush the mortar, but encountering a sizable American infantry force. But sneak through the ruins, hoping to get that mortar. And they don't make it. I'd rather not risk a full-scale squad just to get a mortar, despite how much I would really want to get that mortar away. Another full-scale squad moves up to add some fire support. And the MG42 keeping watch behind, although could have been placed a bit better, but there we go. Quickly suppressed in their advance. Stug moving over. Nice wide frontier. Sadly, Daisaibigrigs is not pushing any more over here on the right-hand side. Again, that could work quite nicely if he was to sneak in a few forces to really pull off a severe flank. But we are now seeing an anti-tank gun pulling in. Misses though, blowing up what remains on the fence right there. And of course, we've still got the mortar, which rather makes any infantry fighting here a bit dangerous. Engineers are actually moving in and could actually get cut down in the middle of the road, but somehow they actually survive.
Casualties being reported.
Oh, he died. Right in front of his friends, he died. And the Fullscales of Watch moving in against the mortar. Mortar that escapes. Might these then get the anti-tank gun. Finish that thing off. Nebelwerf on the way. Other forces ready to push in the name of the fight. Stug going to need some repairs, although it's now Veteran 1. There we go, anti-tank gun cleared out. Not wrecked though, so of course he can still invest some resources, but nonetheless he lost a bit of manpower on that. And the MP40s with 14 kills are pushing forward. MG providing support. Getting suppressed. Pushing through the streets. Sturzdorf and a bit of Nebelwerf also noting he's actually going for a medic station himself. So nice move right there, of course helps a bit with his losses. He's actually a bit depleted at the moment. He's down to, well, basically a mortar, 2 rifleman squads and 2 engineer squads. That's not exactly an awful lot, if one has to be perfectly honest. And mining down there. Wall here, though, seems to be falling apart in more than one way. Bit of harassment over here, that's nice. We shall soon be seeing a minesweeper fight if they actually ever fought with the minesweepers. Nebelwerf already actually did a bit of damage. Killed some poor bastard. But again, a bit of switching the focus of the fight. Again, he's not going to be fighting here. He's going to again sort of try and draw the fight towards here, where I will hopefully be a lot less well prepared for him. And he's hoping I'm less well prepared. Of course, I'm not hoping, oh goody, I hope he gives me a beating. No, not quite. Stug, still not repaired. Fullscale's moving out. Did I actually lose my grenadiers? Oh dear, I might actually have.
We have territory cut off from supply.
Oh dear, I missed that one as well. But stormtroopers are now arriving. Elite men from the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division and veterans from Italy. Possibly further than that, the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division having fought in Italy before being pulled over, alongside the 15th and a few other units. Mine goes off there. Rangers on the way. Thompson submachine guns on the way as well. But the Italian front was slowly getting stripped of all its well-armoured units. Partly in preparation for the Ardennes, but also other fights. And basically the Italian front had always sort of been a secondary fight, and in fact largely fought with quite a greater amount of Italian equipment, if possible. That is, it used Italian assault guns, Italian submachine guns, for example. I believe they even used Italian pattern camouflage uniforms. So there's some things there. Plus, in some cases, they actually used Italian tanks, which some of the later entries of the Italian army had never actually managed to use themselves, were in some condition to actually fight against the Allied tanks. Some, not full though. Rangers moving up. Volkskriegs here in a nasty position. Engineers moving in from the other side. Stormtroopers arriving with the Sturmgewehrs. Nice way to deal with Rangers, since their assault rifles ignore the elite armor of the Rangers. Engineers here, they're suffering a bit against the Volksgrenadiers. And the Volksgrenadiers are going to suffer a bit versus the Rangers. Stormtroopers are providing a bit of covering fire. At the same time, a bit of light skirmishing going on there, but back to here. Flamethrower pioneers moving in. Stug moving in to provide a bit of armor support. Well, the Stormtroopers decide to hunt down the Rangers. And there we go. Hank got shot in the back. He's not quite sure what it is that's trying to get out of his stomach. But MG, they're ready. Minor skirmishing still going on there. Medics pulling back the wounded. Could cloak the Stormtroopers and leave them waiting here. Or, you know, move them elsewhere. Supplied upgrade, that's good.
Grenades have arrived.
Hiccups, less good. Grenades up for Daisaibigrigs. We're now also seeing the second supplied upgrade. Right now getting suppressed. The Veterans 1 for the MG, by the way. And Veterans 2 on the way for the Infantry. Mortar once more escapes. And we're seeing the Flamethrower and the Rangers moving in again, switching the effort. Also going for the victory points. Volkskriegs here suffering a bit to the Riflemen. MG opening up. Ooh, these chaps barely survive. And now, in fact, this entire front line looks to be collapsing. A bit of Nebelwerfer, though, being laid down. Sort of try and delay the assault. But actually not really hitting much except the mortar. And the Stug is actually in a bit of trouble. Having a bit of trouble with deciding where to move. Rangers moving in, getting sticky bombed, and again turning about in the wrong way. And that is going to be one Stug that's going to go down. Reinforcing very close to getting a Grenadier squad reformed. Stormtroopers rushing in as fast as they can. Getting another assault rifle upgraded while I do actually have the munitions. Volkskriegs a bit caught out in the open, trying to perhaps seek cover behind the anti-tank and stuff, provide heavy cover. They're not quite having full success. And the anti-tank, in fact, gets wrecked. Volkskriegs get it grenaded. And there go the assault rifles flank in. And the Stormtroopers do. And there we go, 4 assault rifles versus the Rangers. And grenades are getting exchanged. Bundle versus Pineapple. Mortar rounds going in. And there we go, Grenadier squad reformed. And getting an LMG to help with all that bloody infantry. The rest of the forces are reinforcing. Quite some intense fighting. Rifle pushing in. Again, the mortar, though, killing away. 3 kills so far. Might be need to get all of this moving. And the Nebelwerfer firing another barrage so far. 2 kills. And Grenadiers a bit on their own. Not of support from the nearby Volksgrenadiers. Closer hitting the mortar. And there you go, the LMG up. But not really focusing on perhaps the more pressing of targets. That is the flamethrowers charging in at you. And there we go. They're opening up point blank at the Engineers. And now the Riflemen. But they could quickly find themselves overwhelmed. MP40 Spear Volkskriegs moving in, others holding up in the building here. Pioneers taking heavy damage. A brutal fight ensues. Riflemen actually end up setting off a mine, killing a few of their own. And the mortar is still there, but there's an anti-tank which could be secured. Stu 42 now moving in. Nice blast on the Riflemen. They do decide to push in. Getting a few kills, managed to barely dodge a grenade, although Helmut never quite managed to get out of there in time. And the building gets blasted by the Stu. And the Rangers push in again. Now Veterans 2, by the way, having done quite a bit of damage. I probably think that pack actually counted as a kill, giving them actually Veterans for that as well. And actually means generally that those Rangers will be quite lethal. I mean, they'll get quite some decent accuracy bonuses, making them much more accurate with the Thompson submachine guns amongst other things, but also their bazookas.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
More infantry pushing forwards. The right flank is actually getting slowly more bare as all focus are going over towards here. Rangers quickly push off the MG-42. Forces are being dispatched to deal with that nuisance. And 2 tank destroyers are now rolling in with 50 calibers mounted to 242, and there's not actually an awful lot they can do to really stop them, since I'm a bit, in that sense, unprepared. And the Stu-42 is lost. Bit of Panzerfaust fire. Trying to secure the anti-tank gun, but quite frankly a vain attempt. Wagner moving in. Bit of lighter fighting there. Grenades going off. Stormtroopers need to get out of there. Mortar rounds flying in. Grenadiers with an LMG holding up behind the wreckage of the Stu-42. Mortar rounds going in. And basically waiting for the Tiger to come, and basically hopefully that will save my ass. Still holding most of the victory points though. Panzerfaust, but getting blasted by the Hellcats. And also note the 50 calibers are actually also quite lethal. But there we go, full squad actually tragically lost, which is less than good.
Ready for orders.
Very, very less than good. And interesting enough, he's not pushing in, which is actually giving me sufficient amounts of breathing space. Let's just wait, because I won't be doing an awful lot until I get that Tiger out, except moving out those slightly depleted False Grenadier Stormtroopers, I mean. Which ultimately does not result in a lot. Hellcats moving in, Riflemen, mortars, not, and there you go, actually the Tiger has arrived. The Tiger kommt. MG-42 setting up. Rangers firing up. Bund grenade falls rather far. Tiger though does the job. Stormtroopers also a bit as well.
We are losing territory.
There you go, 10 kills, mortar with 5 kills, Stormtroopers moving in. Rest of the forces can slowly reinforce. Very close to getting in the mortar, but again, doesn't quite succeed. And they're again forced off.
Ready to punch back the Yankees.
With the Grenadiers over here, now also equipped with a Panzergrenadier, creating an overall much sturdier squad. Ready to fend off both infantry and armor. Oh yes, that also reminds me, there's a really nice Panzergrenadier effect in Coming too. I mean, there's a nice scene where some Panzergrenadiers knock out a T-34. Really nice. Rather than get caught out in the open, Grenadiers providing a base of fire while they assault False Grenadiers moving in. Tiger slowly advances. Stormtroopers fully reinforced. In der Name des Vaterlandes. And again, trying to secure that anti-tank gun, trying to add a bit of anti-tank firepower, so I do not risk my Tiger getting overwhelmed by the Hellcats, which is rather my main fear. That is, basically, you know, I suddenly have my tank completely surrounded and then quickly picked off by the Hellcats. So I'm rather trying to avoid that by adding some anti-tank gun firepower to provide some additional depth, and also make it a bit harder to just flank the Tiger. Stormtroopers here, Grenadiers, I mean, taking heavy damage. False Grenadiers moving in. Stormtroopers waiting there. Rifleman almost down, and anti-tank gun pushing up. Grenadiers also close to getting a kill. These False Grenadiers actually just need to get out of there. Right hand side largely secured by our American friend Daisaibigrigs. In fact, it's time to have a look at him again. Tiger tank getting repaired.
Listen up, Rangers. Hit and print. Hellcat, ready.
5 kills on the Nebelwerfer. Troops moving out again. Grenadiers moving back. And there we go. What, as was expected, he's trying to hit the flank. Of course, in that case, having the anti-tank gun can provide a bit of additional firepower. Grenadiers moving in with the Panzergrenadier. Artillery, though, going in. on the anti-tank gun and getting the pun. He's actually trying to repair the anti-tank gun. That's actually quite nasty. Hellcat, though, down, leaving behind only one. Riflemen and Rangers moving in. Mortars hitting the Rangers. Hellcat almost down. Rangers moving in from the side. Fultz Grenadiers trying to hold them away. Grenadiers perhaps also flanking with LMG fire. Grenade on the MG. Stormtroopers moving in to flank. And some Nebelwerfer fire. And a rather nasty fight between the Stormtroopers and the Engineers. Rifleman squad down. These Stormtroopers actually need to be careful. Down to only 2 men. And charging in. 4-6. No, no. Oh dear, the Stormtroopers were squished by the Hellcat. And the Hellcat just gets stopped right before crushing the Fultz Grenadiers. With the arrival of a fresh Stug. And also finally allowing me to steal that mortar. And turn it against my opponent. That will definitely help a bit. Another squad of Grenadiers are informed. And some fresh Stormtroopers also arriving from reserve. But definitely Daisaibigrigs is getting more of the map now. He's also quite desperate to get the victory points since he's below 100 victory points.
We are losing a victory point.
Moving in again, there's the anti-tank secure. And a Rifleman squad reformed for Daisai. And another off-map combat group giving him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squads of Riflemen and a squad of Rangers. In this case, another Hellcat and a 30 caliber machine gun. He's got quite the force. Assault grenades going in against the Rifleman right here. Fultz guns getting run off. Stormtroopers with a BAR. Anti-tank gun firing away with glee at the Tiger. Hellcat charging in madly. Tiger and Stug doing what they can. Main gun destroyed though, quickly. Easy to deal with, but of course there's still Rangers, there's still Riflemen, which could still prove to be a problem. Stormtroopers are quickly getting suppressed. Grenadiers, they're doing what they can. 11 kills. Rifleman squad gone. And the Grenadiers find themselves rushed off. Oh dear, looks like the Riflemen get off a sticky bomb on the Tiger. This could be it. And the Tiger's lost. Veterancy free for the Riflemen. Stormtroopers here need to consider getting away. Grenadiers are advancing, but are simply getting stopped by the 30 caliber. Bit of a brutal fight right there. And a fresh wave of Fultz gunners push out.
Artillery support is now available.
And now artillery prepared. Still nothing from the Nebelwerfer though. And trying to steal the MG42. And failing at it. And these Grenadiers just need to get out of there. They're not really too much, are they, Dane? 9 mine here.
The enemy is down.
So far no kills for the mortar. At least it's a mortar he doesn't have. He's actually taken quite a few losses. He's lost 2 squads of Riflemen in that fight. That 30 caliber was also close to getting lost, although it also gained veterans U1. So that's not too bad either. But pushing forwards.
Front shifting. Crowds are grabbing territory from us.
On our position.
And medics dragging back the wounded. And in case of that Grenadier squad, wounded who had just been there not too long ago. Riflemen Rangers pushing forwards. Quite the overwhelming force with all the veterancy they have and all the automatics they have. 11 kills on the Nebelwerfer. Grenadier Stormtroopers moving in to provide support. Bit of machine gun fire on the Rangers. 1 kill with the MG. Stormtroopers moving up. Follow up, and the Riflemen are going in. Oh, sticky bombing. 1 killed by a mortar though. And the Rangers almost get killed right there.
Crowds are grabbing territory from us.
And these veterans chief Riflemen also very close to getting killed. 2 kills on the mortar. And artillery going in against the Sturmgeschütz. And the Stormtroopers secure themselves a bazooka, so somewhat actually being equipped with American equipment. Slightly cheaper Stormtroopers in a sense, I suppose. budget ones.
Ready for order. We're being hit with ground infantry! MC squad is drawing fire!
And moving in to finish off that medic station using the Americans' own weapons. Wunderbar. Stug is still standing. The question becomes for how long? German forces are advancing again. Stormtroopers here seem to be largely ignored, despite the fact they're actually doing quite a bit of damage. And there we go, anti-tank gun cleared out. Stug down. And the Rangers are pushing in. Niedler, though, firing down, providing a nice blockade fire straight on the and heavy machine gun. Of course, one thing to note about on-map artillery, it's more accurate if you actually have line of sight. And of course, the closer it is. So in this case, I mean, it was more accurate because I actually had stormtroopers, you know, actually noting where to fire. Bit of grenading. And then he's getting caught outside. Other grenadiers with LMG. And there we go. One dead. Another dead. Something. Nicely done, Heinz. And the Rangers charge in, forcing quickly the Grenadiers to get away.
Losing ground out there.
Mortar has repositioned a bit. And the fighting quietens down for a slight bit. Although he's still doing his best to hold on to the victory points. And another Grenadier squad finds himself pushed off, trying to save up for a Tiger tank more. And a grenade. MP40s though charging in from the flank while the Volksgunners and Grenadiers with less automatic weapons are keeping up the fire from a distance. And the Rangers with 23 kills still proving themselves to be quite lethal, making quite short work of the retreating Volksgrenadiers. 30 caliber sets up again. And he's moving in again. Stormtroopers hiding there. Tiger sandwich for munitions. And these Volksgunners are quickly dispatched. Ooh, grenade against the MG.
Heavy enemy fire on our position!
Oh, everything there seems a bit forgotten. But Daisaibigrigs is definitely a bit depleted, or at the same time he's back up both supply upgrades. Of course, he's actually getting quite a bit of manpower, to which I'm sure he is not complaining. Speeding things up a bit, not a lot going on as such. Troops advancing, the storms are finally moving again.
Observation post report. We are
More
losing
forces moving
sector.
forwards.
Point is ours. What day we lock it down?
Both victory points are being held, but the more center towards ones. And there we go, a second Tiger arrives from Corps Reserve, from some unknown schwerer Panzerabteilung. Rangers moving forward, getting caught in quite a bit of fire. LMG fire, BAR fire, MP40 fire, you name it fire. Even a bit of mortar fire, in fact. But where is the mortar? That's not my mortar. He's got his own, the bastard. But another off-map combat group, though this time not quite providing him with the highly
Losing
mobile
ammunition
salvation he's
point.
hoping for. Instead, he's getting 2 anti-tank guns. Plus some riflemen. Bit of needle over fire going in. They're not quite actually achieving hitting anything this time around, which is a bit of a shame. But there's the Tiger. The Tiger. And the riflemen desperately trying to get their victory point, but losing in the process. The MG also here not doing too well. Well, the riflemen moving in. Veterancy 3 and Veterancy 2. Tiger pulled back.
We have a threat to our victory point.
And grenades getting lobbed in. And there we go. Nice hit. Apparently some of the riflemen actually picked up the bazooka.
Supply lines are broken. Territory.
Another nice hit. And a push forward up on the right flank. And another Grenadier squad actually reformed. in the medic station as the medic bunker actually paying off. And the Grenadiers with an MG hiding in this highly suspiciously unstable building. Nothing so far seems to be approaching them. Veterans free for the Rangers. Actually gives them a 50% damage bonus, I believe, which, to put it mildly, makes them incredibly dangerous, if I'm not mistaken. On the 50% damage bonus that is. And basically means those submachine guns are going to do a lot more damage, plus the bazookas are going to be doing a bit more damage. They're going up against the Grenadiers, who quickly vacate the building as grenades going in. And the Tiger is immobilized. Anti-tank and firing. Rangers moving in. Grenadiers could perhaps help by firing a bit. One hit from the Tiger, down to Freeman. Grenadiers moving up to support. And there we go, direct hit from the Tiger, utterly obliterates the Veterans C3 Rangers, turning them to mush. And GG from Daisaibigrigs. And game over. Rather closely though. Quite the fight. GG, the 3rd Panzergrenadier Division won, although it certainly was a bit strained. Nice moving back and forth across the map by Daisaibigrigs. He could have done a bit more mining, I think, although initially he certainly was all good with that. I probably also could have done with a bit more mining and perhaps a bit more barbed wire in the longer run. Medic station was a good move. He could have, of course, also considered a second one. Mortars, impressive. Very rare you see them, and not because they're bad, but, you know, again, some people just seem to think, well, it's not the German one, thus it's rubbish. You know, a bit of a weird relativistic view on things. Of course, you could also consider perhaps, you know, going for an all-map howitzer and a tank depot. Perhaps in the longer run might have helped him with a bit more mobility, as I was slowly preparing more for, you know, handling less mobile ones. And certainly the thing that caused me the greatest consternation were the Hellcats. But he never seemed to invest too greatly in that, and basically was hoping for the off-map combat group to provide him salvation through that, which is something you have to be a bit careful with, as previously noted through many episodes. And of course, the MP40 full scanners turned out to be quite their weight in gold. 31 kills. The medic bunker also worth its weight, recovering out of losses, again increasing attrition, of course, ensuring I don't suffer so much, and it also paid off a bit for him, although they probably should have done with it earlier, and perhaps a few more medics. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe and tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not to know replay of your own. This is ImperialDane saying cheers.